My name is Dellinger. I'm a soon-to-be Statesville resident. I'll be moving here from Morehead City in a few months. And I've owned a fine art gallery for almost 20 years in Morehead City. And I've been following the Statesville Arts Council on Instagram for quite a while, and I'm really impressed by how active it is, and just impressed by Statesville in general. And I'm delighted to be here in Henry's home. Had the good fortune to be here a few weeks ago and see his collection, and I'm just delighted to be back here again and show our viewers some of Henry's wonderful things.
And I'm Henry. I'm Henry Steele. Is my house. My grandfather built it. I find it. I love collecting these pieces, but I find it hard to take it seriously. I mean, or to be taken seriously, because I like these things are obviously fun.
Yes.
And bring me a lot of laughs. Yeah, it's been quite a season with the posters. The paintings have been more gradual and over time. I mean, since I went off to school. I mean, just one piece at a time. But the posters I really went hog wild on. And you saw where I have a lot of them stored upstairs. And, But most of them I'm really glad to have, I have to say.
Well, I think our viewers listening to you as you talk about your collection are going to be inspired, or some of our viewers who maybe are itching to start a collection, or they're already collectors. I think they're going to hear what you have to say and what you've collected and say, wow, I can just be no holds barred about my collection. Just buy what I like, and it'll work.
Let it shake down,
That's right.
I think one thing, a lot of these posters have a certain relevances, from the past and when the movie came out. They're all original posters, like from the time of the movie or whatever, the time of the opera. I know there's something called glissé now that is very popular, where they get a very strong image of the poster and reproduce it. But I'm not interested in that at all, And
I wouldn't think so.
Nah, but the thing you run into is like, oh, there's a poster from such and such which I really love, but you have to stop and say, but is it a good poster? Is it a great image? And that's the thing. That's where I have to catch myself.
Yeah. In terms of the movie posters, I'm sort of curious which comes first, or maybe neither. In other words, do you buy the poster and then perhaps go think, gee, I want to go see that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you see the movie first and think, I wonder if there's a poster, or neither?
Well, a lot of these movies are from a period of my life when I was really involved with cinema as a viewer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's from the 50s and 60s. And when European cinema started to really loom in the States. And certain directors were really big with me. And like this is Visconti. I'm crazy about him. This is a wonderful movie of his, Vaga Stella de Rosa, which is not widely known, but it's based, that title comes from this poem by Giacomo Leopardi. It's the first line. It's from Le Ricordanze, and it's really wonderful. It's the movie. Now this is, I think I told you the other day. It looks like they're going into the next room.
Yes.
And I love that about it. I don't have many photographic posters, but that one has obviously been messed about with. They tarted it up and sort of made it a painting. But yeah, I'm crazy about that one. And I love that color of blue, and somehow that color of blue pulls all the blues in the room together. It's just, it goes with every blue you can think of, somehow.
I'm surprised to hear you say that, because I don't think of you as the type of collector who takes the room into consideration at all, and I truly mean that as a compliment.
Well, you know, I didn't until things just started falling into place.
Yeah, which goes back to if you buy something you like, it will usually work.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, because you're probably attracted to a certain palette, no matter what you have in your home.
Yeah, I guess.
Perhaps, so in some ways you can't go wrong if you love something this much. You probably can't go wrong. There'll be a place for it.
I've never questioned that particular piece as being there. It's been there since.
It's wonderful here. And look how well it fits just perfectly, just right. It was meant to be here.
Yeah, I guess it was.
What about these paintings that flank this?
Those
Should we
are
talk
both,
about those?
Yeah, those are both Danny Malberth. This one is called A Music Box in Hell. And I just love, well, this one I got first. This is Brian Jones, my favorite Rolling Stone, and I don't think the Rolling Stones are quite the Rolling Stones anymore since he died. But this one I thought would really make a good companion piece with it, and I had originally planned to have them both in here, but she looked really good above the stove too. But when I got the one that's in there, the big Ange portrait, I had to find something to do with her, so I came in here and it just rearranged everything in here, and I thought that worked out pretty well.
And he, of course, is a Statesville citizen.
He is a Statesville native, and it's just miraculous to me that he's here. He works constantly. I don't know when he sleeps. He's just, you know, he's a real self-starter. He's amazing, and there's a lot of depth and information behind his pieces that I couldn't begin to understand or go into.
Have you had a lot of conversations with him about his work, or is he an artist who perhaps keeps his cards a little close, shall we say?
Well, you know, he probably does. I don't know. I think, you know, as we said, he jokes around a lot. But when he comes over here, like to bring a painting or something, we always talk about music or something else. You know? And I never quiz him about what something means.
Yes.
It's just.
He probably assumes that if a person likes his art, they're going to provide their own narrative.
That's right.
That's the kind of collector he probably has, I would think.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess he maybe probably gives me more credit than I deserve, but yeah, we're always gossiping about music, you know. But yeah, it's strange. Sometimes I swear, our taste is so similar. It's like you're talking to yourself. You know, you just start in the middle of something and mention something and it leads on to something
and then
else.
It takes off on that. Yeah, that's wonderful when you find a person like that.
Yeah, it really is.
And rare. Yeah.
I think we all assumed, when he did his show at the museum, we all assumed that he was kind of inscrutable and wanted to remain that way, but he's very, very conversational. And he has a really good presence online. You know, he has a kind of no holds barred.
Are there other pieces in the room that you'd like to talk about?
Well, you know, you mentioned that you liked this poster the other day. This little Rocco Toy Fratelli. Well, I had that photo booth upstairs. And so I took that down from there and put it there and put the photo booth up there. You see how they extract that from there?
They feed off each other. Yes. Not a good choice of words, but they're good companions.
Yeah, and the artist probably just extracted him from that and used it as a poster.
Yeah. You know, I mentioned to you in our last visit that all of your movie posters were European, and I had no idea why that would be.
Well, I started with the Italians, right? And one thing I loved about their posters was they were all in wonderful color.
Yeah.
And all the movies they were about were black and white. And I just thought it was amazing to have that kind of, you know, vision.
Yeah, well, the Italians do have a wonderful sense of color. I mean, you just see it in everything. I think the way they dress and just you know, it's just in their persona. I think they're born with it.
That's probably right.
The way they put colors together.
It just seems so audacious, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, probably, I don't know, like Ingmar Bergman, who knows what they would do with him. But, yeah, just movies that were staunchly black and white. La Dolce Vita, for one. That was just one of the most beautiful black and white movies ever. But the posters are all in
In
color.
living color.
Yeah, yeah. And I really like that. They provided something that I didn't even know I was missing.
Well, I think you said that you felt that the artistry was such a level above in the European posters.
Well,
Or, I don't know if you put it quite that way, but
Well,
that's the way I took it.
yeah, I kind of feel that way, but there's generally more movement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not, they're not static.
It's not as though, here's a still from the movie Boom.
Right,
You
right.
know, it's,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's just more movement
Yeah.
and they just go for more extremes.
yeah. I think we'll see that in some of the posters in the other room, the
Mhm.
extremes of expression
Mhm.
and the body positions
Mhm.
in some of them.
Absolutely.